They don't want you to come in. They already are. October 1986, Southington, Connecticut. Catherine Snedeker moves her family into 208 Meriden Avenue, a decaying Victorian home listed for a fraction of its market value. Her son Philip is 12 and is in remission from Hodgkin's lymphoma, but suffers chronic pains and night terrors. They need to be near Yale New Haven Hospital for follow-ups. The realtor avoids her questions about the basement. It was a funeral home, he says, but it's been cleaned. That night, Philip sleepwalks downstairs. Catherine finds him standing over a rusted gurney, whispering to empty air. His eyes, normally hazel, look unnaturally dark in the dim bulb light. Not black, but close. At 3:17 a.m., the knocking begins. 3 soft raps, always 3. She opens the door. 2 children stand there in thin hospital gowns, barefoot in the October frost. Their skin is pale, almost gray. Their eyes, solid black orbs, staring without blinking. "Can we come in?" the girl asks. Voice flat, toneless. "It's cold out here." Catherine slams the door. From the stairs, Philip watches, and then he smiles. "They're not ghosts, Mom," he whispers. "They're patients." Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren arrive, but Lorraine doesn't bring holy water. She brings Freedom of Information Act documents. In the basement, behind a false wall, she finds medical records stamped Project Nightingale, a real NIH-adjacent palliative care pilot from 1983 to 1985, quietly terminated after complaints. The files list 14 terminally ill children, including 2 who lived in the house before they sold it. They were given an experimental sedative cocktail to ease end-of-life distress. The side effects that were documented: severe mydriasis, pupil dilation, persisting 12 to 48 hours after dose, visual distortion, shared dream narratives among co-house patients, and transient depersonalization. The black eyes, not supernatural. In low light, fully dilated pupils absorb all ambient light, making them appear solid black. Combine that with the extreme pallor from illness, and you get the black-eyed child effect, a documented optical illusion amplified by fear. But Philip is worse. He's been sneaking pills from a hidden drawer, leftover Nightingale protocol meds that the previous family never turned in. His pupils are now permanently dilated. Doctors call it pharmacological mydriasis, with autonomic dysregulation. Philip calls it something else. The hollow ones are waiting, he says.
They say I'm almost ready.
Lorraine stages an exorcism, but not to banish demons, but to trigger a federal audit. As the priest chants, Philip convulses, not from possession, but from benzodiazepine withdrawal. His pupils constrict slightly. For the first time in weeks, his eyes look human. "They're not ghosts," he screams, tears streaming. "They're kids. They're still here, in the files, in the walls." Outside, the black-eyed children appear one last time, watching from the trees, silent, still. The next morning, HHS investigators raid the property. Project Nightingale is exposed. The biotech firm dissolves quietly. But Catherine finds Philip's journal, the last entry. Mom thinks drugs made us see them, but it's the other way around. The other kids, they were real. They died here, and when I took the pills, I saw what they saw. Not ghosts, memories, trapped in the walls, in the light, in the dark. They don't want our bodies. They want someone to remember that they were here. That night, the knocking returns. She opens the door. Philip stands there, his eyes solid black again, dilated beyond recovery. But he's smiling warmly. "Hi, Mom," he says, his voice gentle. "May I come in?" Catherine freezes because Philip is upstairs in the bed, asleep. The thing at the door tilts its head. "You look tired," it says. "Let me help you rest." She slams the door, but the lock clicks open from the inside. The Snedeker house was demolished in 1992, but the pattern it echoes, it never ended. From the 1940s to the 1970s, the U.S. government deliberately infected children with hepatitis at Willowbrook State School. It injected minors with radioactive isotopes without telling their parents. It tested mind-altering drugs like LSD on institutionalized youth through programs like MKUltra. In 1995, a presidential committee confirmed it all. In 1997, President Clinton apologized, calling it a shameful chapter in American medicine. And while Project Nightingale is fictional, real children were given experimental drugs without consent. Real pupils dilated until they looked black in the dim light of hospital wards. Real families were told it's for their own good. So I have to ask you, if something knocks on your door at 3:17 a.m., do you check who it is? Or do you remember the ones who never got to knock back?